मेरा नाम श्याम है, श्याम सुनार। मैं मराठी महानगर पेपर में काम करता हूँ, पत्रकार हूँ। आपकी बातों से मतलब मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है क्या बोलना, लेकिन ये मुझे लगता है कि भारत में हिंदू और मुस्लिम एक होने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ होना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे लगता। मैं करता आया हूँ 10-12 साल से, लेकिन आपके मुंह से मैं ये सुनना चाहता हूँ कि भारत में बस्ती में, मैं तो 40 गाँव इस गांव में रहता था, मुंबई में रेजुलेटी के लिए आया हूँ। बस्ती बस्ती में जो हिंदू और मुस्लिम हैं, इनके दिल में अगर गलत फहमी है, और वो है भी सही मायने में कुछ हद तक है, तो वो दूर करने के लिए आपकी क्या सुझाव है कि हिंदू और मुस्लिम दोनों कम्युनिटी के लोग कैसे इकट्ठे आ सकते हैं?
Brother asked a very good question. That what is the suggestion from me that how can we get the Hindus and Muslims on a common platform? How can we come together? The reply to this is, I have given a talk on similarities between Hinduism and Islam. I've given the talk in Bombay, I've given the talk in Chennai, I've given in other parts of India, and we find there that tens of thousands have attended. In Bombay, about 20,000, in Chennai, a similar number, and other parts of India. And many non-Muslims have attended. Many Hindus have attended, thousands of them. And many of them told me that, Brother Zakir, there was a person, just a comment, that what I did not know about Hinduism in the past 40 years of my life, I have learned in the past 4 hours. I follow the guidance of the Quran of Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 64, which says, Ta'ala ila kalmitin sawa imbrana bainakum. Come to common terms as us and you. Which is the first term? Allah na'budu illallah. That we worship none but one God. What we realize that I don't believe in interfaith dialogue. We say that Hinduism is the same, Islam is the same, Christianity is the same. This is just a gimmick. If I ask the Hindu Pandit, will you become a Muslim? He'll say no. If I ask the Muslim, will you become a Christian? He'll say no. If I ask the priest, will you become a Hindu? He'll say no. So what is same? It's not same. We have to agree that there are differences, but there are similarities also. Let us agree at least to follow the commonalities. What is different, keep it aside. So what I say, that take all the religious scriptures, whether it be the Bhagavad Gita, whether it be the Veda, the Upanishad, the Bible, the Quran, at least what is common, what is different, keep it aside, we can discuss some other time, but at least what is common, let us agree to follow it. And I've given the talk and I've showed so many similarities. So many. So you can refer to my video cassette. And what happens, many of them are not aware. The Muslims are not aware of their religion. Similarly, the Hindus are not aware of their religion. Many of the Muslims objected. Similarities between Islam and Hindu is impossible. So many of the people came in the talk to attack. Now, Rabbi, I'm bowling, what nonsense. Hindu and Muslim, same. Ho hi nahi sakta hai. But when they heard the talk, they were shocked. Those who came to attack, they agreed with the talk. Similarly, many Hindus came. So what we realize, that what is common we should follow. And number one is Allah na'budu illallah, that we worship none but one God. That's the most common thing, and which you can give quotations. And we can give quotation from the Vedas, from the Bhagavad Gita. It is mentioned in the Chandogya Upanishad, chapter number 6, section number 2, verse number 1. Ekam evidityam, God is only one without a second. It's mentioned in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter number 6, verse number 9. Nachasya kasij, janita na chadipa. Of him, there are no Lord. He has got no parents. These are Sanskrit quotations. That means Almighty God has got no parents. He has got no Lord. Furthermore, if we analyze, it is mentioned in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter number 4, verse number 19. Natasti pratimasti. Of that God, there are no images. There is no pratima, there is no photograph, there is no idol, there is no image. Same thing in Yajurved, chapter number 32, verse number 3. Natasya pratimasti. Of that God, there are no images. So if you go back to your Vedas and your religious scriptures, it speaks about one God. So people many a times are not aware of the scriptures. And when the question just a couple of days back, I had given an interview to Star News. They asked me, Brother Zakir, what is your view regarding Vande Mataram? Can the Muslims say or not? I said, what do the Muslims say? I'll come to it afterwards. I'll first tell you what the Hindu scriptures say. He was shocked. What do I mean by that? I said, if anyone who's a scholar of the Veda agrees that God has got no pratima. So when you say Vande Mataram, that this country is my mother and you call it God, a person who's a scholar of the Veda, I'm not talking about the normal people who don't know about the scriptures. But you ask a scholar, he will say that Vande Mataram goes against the Vedas. Because Vande Mataram in no less than 3 places it says, I bow down to thee. I worship thee. if you see about the Arya Samaj and you see the various top scholars, they think according to the Vedas, idol worship is not permitted. There are verses in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, verse number 20, which says that you should not do idol worship. So here when we go back to our scriptures, unfortunately, they believe in a form of pantheism. So even according to the Vedas, if you're a good scholar, this song, Vande Mataram, that I bow down and I worship thee, as I quoted in Sanskrit about Upanishad, it's against. Even in Islam, there are 12 lines which are objectionable. 3 times it is said, Vande Mataram, which means I bow down to thee. If once it says that this country is my mother, once it says I will kiss the feet, once it says about the divine things, about the smile, talking about divinity, it calls it Lakshmi, it is called Durga, all these things are objectionable. We Muslims, we love this country, but we will not bow down to anyone but to Almighty God. Even a mother who has born in a womb for 9 months, we love her, we respect her, but we will not bow down to our mother, to our own mother. The number one human being who we love and respect in the world after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We will even not bow down to our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Is it required that we should sing this song, Vande Mataram? It is a political gimmick. Politicians, they thought they'll get the vote bank. They even made a gimmick on the date. You know when it was written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay in 1876. It was published in 1882. Now where is century come now? And where's 7th September? They made a mistake, the political gimmick. Furthermore, even a Muslim living in Saudi Arabia, he cannot bow down to his country, Saudi Arabia. Even a Muslim living in Pakistan cannot bow down to Pakistan. It is shirk. So to say that the Indian Muslims are not patriotic, it is our religion. Our creator, our God who has made this country is far superior. So we love this country. When required for the truth, we are willing to die for this country. But we will not bow down to anyone but Almighty God.